Fiddle again, and hello, it's Fo. Welcome back to our Magic Arena coverage. This is still our first session, our first time into Magic Arena. We started off by choosing one of the pre-made decks here, the Dinosaurs. We lost our first game, but we're going to go ahead, we're going to make a few modifications to our deck, swap a few cards in and out, and then we're going to try another game and see how we go. So as I said in the first instance, we probably want to have all 4 Savage Stomps. And we want to have 3 or 4 Ranging Raptors in this deck. So we'll take out Ryle. We've got other effects that do the same thing. Braid we should keep. Lightning Strike we should either have 2 of or none of, really, I think. We probably want a second Huntmaster to make all our dinosaurs cheaper and give them the option of having haste. So we'll definitely need to cut a few things out to get a few things in. Lightning Strike is good. I think we should just stick with the Savage Stomp plan for our removal. So we'll take out a Lightning Strike. Go for a second Huntmaster. The ability to give our guys haste when they come in is very powerful, as they are big stompy creatures, you know. I'm not sure there's many red cards that we want to add in. I think the cards that we want to add in are definitely going to be green. Drover the Mighty, we might want another one of him. Maybe 2 and 2 is the right mix for the Drover and the Huntmaster. Yeah, I think we definitely just want the Savage Stomp and the Raptors. Here they are, right next to each other. So again, we click up in the diamond here, in the free space. And then we can trade in one of our wild cards for the card that we want. Now we've got a third Raptors and it's added to the deck. So we're going to do the same thing with the 4th Savage Stomp. I'm much happier with this deck now. Shake Foundations is good. We do have other cards that produce the same effect. That might be the next thing we cut out. Don't think we need 2 Raging Swordtooths. So if we cut it down to 1, then we should be fine. What we'll do is we'll give this a go. We can always come back and make more modifications as we go. Let's play a few more games, see if we can win a game. If I can go at the right place. Right, here we go. Home screen. And then play. Right. Our deck's loaded. Sun Empire, let's go. Hopefully we'll still be against a rank 1. Hopefully the matchmaking won't let us down. Well, a little bit. Rank 4. Not sure what it takes to get up to rank 2, because we haven't won a game yet. Maybe we'll get up to rank 2 when we win the first game. But going up against rank 4 doesn't fill me with confidence. We've obviously had a lot more time to get more cards. But I guess it's how you use them that counts. So, let's go. We've got our Ranging Raptors, which is what we want to see. We've got 2 Savage Stomps. 1 would do the trick. So our plan really is do nothing until turn 3, get our Raging Raptors. Let's keep a good mix, I suppose. Go alternative green and red, maybe. If we get the Ranging Raptors, then we can start Savage Stomping to get rid of our opponent's blockers, get some more land into play, try and ramp our way up to casting this big dinosaur we have. River Sneak, a 1/1 unblockable merfolk. It gets bigger whenever another merfolk comes in. So he can do a lot of damage over the course of a game, but plenty of ways of getting rid of him. Like Savage Stomp, next turn. Okay. Let's see what our opponent does. I imagine they're just going to keep running out merfolk. Probably merfolk tribal we're up against. Yes, indeed. Okay, so this merfolk puts a +1/+1 counter on up to 2 target merfolk, which is both of their creatures, so they both get a counter. River Sneak goes up to 3/3 this turn because a merfolk entered the battlefield. So they're able to swing in for 3 unblockable, which they do. Video is a little glitchy. It's fantastic, just what we need. Okay, so we're going to Savage Stomp the unblockable. Savage Stomp says it puts a +1/+1 counter on our creature before it has a fight with our opponent's creature. And of course, when our creature takes damage, we get to go find a land. We'll get a mountain, just so we can have our third one. Because we are going to intend on casting Burning Sun's Avatar. And we can Savage Stomp again, because our creature's toughness is 2. It'll go up to 3. After his 2 fights, he's still got 1 toughness left to survive. Get another land. And we can still attack with our 4/1 raptors. We're in good shape. We can cast Burning Sun's Avatar next turn. Can do 3 damage to whichever creature they put out. And 3 damage to them. Okay, so they just lay an enchantment. It's good. Path of Discovery lets their creatures explore when they come into play. But no creature this turn is gonna definitely leave them in a bad spot. We could cast Burning Sun's Avatar, but we don't have a creature to burn, so it doesn't seem worth it. We'll get out the Snap and Sail back. It does have Flash, so it can sort of ambush an attacking creature. We can cast it as an instant at the blocking stage, but may as well just run it out. We want to be the aggressor. We don't need to be clever in our blocks. Pretty sure that 3 damage at the start is likely going to be the only 3 damage that we take. No, this is not bad. The opponent casts a merfolk that spits out a merfolk token. Both of these creatures get to explore with Path of Discovery. And explore is have a look at the top card of the library. If it's a land card, it goes straight into your hand. If it's a non-land card, you can choose whether to leave it on top or put it into your graveyard. Opponent put both of them into their graveyard. When you hit a non-land card, it puts a +1/+1 counter on the creature. The merfolk token has hexproof. It can't be the target of spells or abilities. So we're going to burn away their 3/3, which is probably the better target anyway. And they just scoop it up, because they've got no hope of coming back from that. Our first victory in Arena. Hooray! So we got some gold. And we got a card by the looks of it. And it's just a blue common. Well, that's not much use for us. Don't need another blue card. Certainly not for our red and green deck. I'm quite happy with our success there. I guess we go ahead and just play another game. We do have rewards for casting creatures. I'm playing green spells, so again with a rank 4. That's not so great. Again, we're not in such a great position if we're facing someone that's above rank 1, because they're not going to be in the same position as us in terms of the cards they have. Guess we keep this. It's got raptors and then 3 lands, so could do with a mountain, but we'll see if that comes to us. Second raptors is definitely a good keep. So next turn we can get out the drover. Turn after that we get out raptors. We draw a savage stomp, we can play raptors and stomp in the same turn. We get another drover. Okay. Opponent has the Adorned Pouncer. It's a 1/1 double strike. So it deals first strike damage and regular damage. Hits you twice. Opponent's gonna Baffling End our drover. We've got another one, that's no big deal. You can see there the double strike, it hits twice, the Adorned Bouncer. Here we've got a choice. We can either replay the drover and put in our tap land to get red next turn, but I think it's easier to get out the raptors, and then if they take damage we can put a mountain straight into play. Next turn we've still got that plan of laying the tap land and getting out the drover if we have to. Baffling End would get the raptors as well, but see if they have another one. No, they don't. Okay. Yeah, we could get another raptors or the drover. Now they've got red mana next turn, I suppose it doesn't matter about getting the drover. I don't think they can do anything against our raptor. And if they double strike it, then we get 2 lands into play. So they're probably not going to block it. Okay. So they're flashing in a blocker. That's still fine. We don't mind. As long as we get a trigger off our raptors, we don't really care. So now we're in decent shape. Do nothing again. I suppose they might have the same guy. We'll get out our Raging Sword Tooth. That does 1 damage to each other creature. So it's gonna kill their double strike. And it's gonna ping our raptors for 1. Which gets us another land. We do need 3 mountains at some point, but I suppose we'll get the 3rd one here, since we already have 3 forests. Get in with our raptors. Again, this is an alright trade. Seven lands I think means we can cast pretty much anything. Let's see how our opponent deals with our 5/5 trampler. Just a 1/3 and a 1/1. Well, still doesn't add up to 5, so still gonna get some damage through. We've got our Thundering Spine back. I reckon we should get him out. He's all dinosaurs +1/+1. And can create more dinosaurs in the form of 3/3 tokens. So now we've got our 6/6 trample. It's going to do 3 damage to the blocking creature and 3 damage to our opponent because of the trample effect. Opponent gets a draw card. It's probably going to be not much better. I like Cat Tribal, but certainly not as powerful, I don't think, as Dinosaurs. Okay, 3-1 instead of a 1-3. Can do more damage on the block, but they're going to need another creature if they want to triple block. So I guess we can abrade one of the blockers, do them some damage. So all the dinosaurs cost 1 less when we got this guy out. He becomes a 3-3 because we have a dinosaur, and we can tap him for mana next turn. If we abrade one of the blockers, stop him gaining life if we abrade this one. The 3-1 by itself isn't going to have very good blocks. It's just going to have to chump block. Opponent's thinking about doing something. He's going to make the cat have a fight with one of our creatures so they still gain their 1 life before the cat dies. Seems like a waste of a card. Opponent's in poor shape. There are a few things they could do to get out of it. Ixalan's Binding's good. Gets rid of one of our things. Gets rid of the trample. I would have got rid of the spine back. It's my worst threat. So we've got a few things we can do here. If we get the banner first, then every dinosaur we cast after that, we get to draw another card, which is hopefully another dinosaur. We do have lots of land to play out all these things, play out multiple dinosaurs in a turn, so I think it's the correct thing to do here. Get the banner, pick dinosaur. Makes our spine back 1 bigger. We can get out this 4-drop because it's 1 cheaper, and we can tap the drover. We draw land off the banner. We can use our Huntmaster to give him haste, and our opponent just scoops it up. Looks like they're not coming back with their cats against the dinosaurs. And we did 3 things here. We got 500 coins. We got a decent blue card this time, but still not really what we want at this stage. I reckon we can play one more game before splitting the video up again. Don't want the videos running for an hour and a half, you know. We can see our rewards down here. If we win another game, then we can get some gold and a card by the looks of it. So we'll go for the 3 in a row. So a few more games with the dinosaurs, then we'll move on. Maybe try the cat tribal deck. Perhaps we can pilot it better than that opponent. Again, we're against a rank 4. We've won 2 games. There's no sign of the ranking system of us going up to, you know, rank 1.5 or something, working our way towards rank 2. There's no indication of how long that's going to take. I don't like this hand, but I'll keep it anyway. Can't really do anything until turn 4. We've got a braid, but we've got to be careful how we use it. We don't want to waste it. Okay, he's a potential threat. Probably still want to wait and see what our opponent plays after. Something with 3 toughness is going to give us the most value for our braid. We can play it at instant speed, so even if we do want to abrade this guy, we can wait until it's attacking us. Opponents may be on green-black Explorer. That's what it seems like. Yes, they've got the Wild Growth Walker. He's like the best card in that deck, I think. So we're going to abrade him, get rid of the Wild Growth Walker. It has 3 toughness, so it gives us maximum value. Plus we really don't want that thing getting out of control over the course of the game. If all their other creatures explore, then that's going to get counters on it until it's unkillable. Certainly with damage. And it's going to gain our opponent far too much life. We'll never be able to defeat them. So again, we have no turn 3 play, which I'm not that excited about, but next turn we can Forerunner. That's annoying as well, because if we kill it, then our opponent can just bring it back when they have 5 mana. Drawing nothing but land. So we'll get it to Forerunner. This lets us put a dinosaur on top of our deck, so we definitely draw a dinosaur next turn. We've got a 5-drop dinosaur in hand, so really we could go and get a 6-drop dinosaur for the turn after it. I reckon we get this one. So yeah, our opponent's casting creatures with Explorer, and we definitely made the right decision in getting rid of the Wild Growth Walker, because that would be getting out of hand pretty much immediately. We really need our Forerunner. So whenever we lay a dinosaur, we can choose to have the Forerunner deal all creatures 1 damage. Plus our Sword Tooth deals all creatures 1 damage anyway. So if we say yes here to the Forerunner, that's 2 creatures killed, and we've got 2 survivors. We can even cheekily attack in for 1. Opponent is playing black, so they're more likely just to be able to kill our creatures rather than doing them damage, so we might miss a few enrage triggers. I think we're in good shape for the moment. Vizier. Okay, so they can cast the top card of their library if it's a creature card. Seems like a good effect in a creature deck. Neither of our opponent's creatures have 1 toughness, but if we use the Forerunner's ability here and do 1 damage to each of the potential blocking creatures, if we attack with our 5/5 and they block with both creatures, then it would trade. It'd be a 2 for 1. So we choose not to block at all. We want to keep their creatures alive. Okay, it's a big blowout. So Chupacabra gets to destroy any creature when it comes into play. Takes our big 6/6. I'm gonna swing in. Right, okay, so they make one of their creatures explore, so it gets bigger. They set up a good card on top. I really wanted a dinosaur. Shake Foundations doesn't really do anything. It's only good if we're to draw a dinosaur after we do everything 1 damage. Even then we're only killing the Chupacabra. We want to save this for a time where it's going to count. So right enough. Now whenever our opponent explores at all, it's going to be able to give -2/-2 to one of our creatures. So if they manage to chain 2 explorers in 1 go, but they're wasting it by laying 1 here. What opponents should do is wait until they've got 2 creatures with Explorer that they can lay on the same turn. And that way they could have killed our Forerunner by giving it -2/-2 twice. If they just use it 1 at a time, they're not going to be able to kill our creatures. And they don't even attack. After reducing our big blocker. Savage Stomp is great. That's what we want to see. Suppose we want to get rid of that Chupacabra in case our opponent gets smart and realizes they can chain 2. Or they should chain 2, you know? Let's take that option away from them. Could turn out to be a long game. We're going to need to wait for our opportunity to have the advantage with the creatures before we can start swinging in. Wild Growth Walker is bad news for us. We know they've got an Explore creature in their hand because they put it on top last go. There it is. So the Wild Growth Walker becomes a 2/4 and they gain 3 life back, which is not really what we want. But at least they only get a land into play and not another Explore creature on top. So every turn that we don't get a dinosaur off the top, we're getting in worse and worse shape. Definitely still don't want to shake the foundations. Opponent's not attacking in, so we might be able to just stall everything out and wait until we have the right opportunity. Huntmaster. Not a big dinosaur, but if they don't plan on attacking us anytime soon, then maybe they're worried we have the Snap and Sail back and that we're going to flash it in and make a really good block with it. Maybe we should just keep a card in our hand if our opponent's worried about something. It's always a tactic. Okay, so they got a Chupacabra back. We're back into that position of not wanting them to cast 2 creatures in a row, but they didn't figure it out the first time. They might not be able to figure it out the second time. They're still not attacking us, so I reckon there's a fair chance we'll survive here. Raptors is great. Yes, we'll ping everything for 1, because that pings our Raptors, which gets us another land in. We don't really need land at this stage, but it means that we're less likely to pick up a land off the top. The more lands we filter out, then it increases the chances of our top card being something awesome, something game changing, a big dinosaur, you know? Yeah, we'll just keep waiting. The longer they give us, the better. They're probably not going to attack in. If they weren't going to do it when they had a better advantage, they're not going to do it now. They're perhaps hoping to get more Explore creatures. Pinging everything for 1 just to get another land isn't worth it. And if it stops our opponent attacking in because they're worried about a card that we might be holding. If they just keep picking up lands, we'll be alright. See what we get. It is a dinosaur. 1/1 in rage. Whenever it takes 1 damage, get a dinosaur token. So yes, we'll ping everything for 1. Gets us 2 enraged triggers. Raptor Hatchling is very good with Savage Stomp. If your opponent lays a 1/1 and you've got a 1/1 little dude, then you can Savage Stomp, which makes the Raptor Hatchling a 2/2, fighting off against a 1/1. So it survives the fight and it kicks out a dinosaur token. That's a great turn 3 play. because the dinosaur token came into play, it triggered our Forerunner again. So we managed to do everything 2 damage. Gets 2 lands into play. If we shake the foundations, we can get rid of our opponent's Chupacabra, but we get rid of our Ranging Raptors and our Forerunner, so that'd be a terrible plan, really. 5 against 4 is a much better looking board. Our opponent's attacks are looking worse and worse. Right. So we've got our Snap the Sail back. We're not going to save that for a clever block. Pretty sure that's what our opponent was worried about, so. Yes, of course, yes to the Forerunner. The Sailback gets a +1/+1 counter every time it takes damage. And of course, the Raptors lets us thin out our deck by getting rid of a land out of it. I think we shake the foundations now that we've got 2 decent enrage targets. I think we really want to draw the card to press our advantage. It's just a Hunt Master. But now our Sailback is reaching pretty epic proportions. Okay, Moment of Craving. That means not very much. If they'd chosen a creature that would die, like the Raptors or the token, or even the Forerunner, would have been a great idea. I think they fear taking any damage from the trample creature. I guess we used that tactic at the start to try and give them bad multi-blocks. Now we get to explore. Put a Chupacabra on top, which is terrible news. They get to give -2/-2 to our 1/2, killing it off. They get to put a counter on their Wild Growth Walker. They get to do everything. Because they have the Vizier, they can play the Chupacabra off the top. Puts us back into a bad position. Banner will help though. We've got a fair amount of dinosaurs left. So whenever we cast one, we can draw another one hopefully. Back to having no decent chance of attacking. But they're still not swinging in. That would have been a good opportunity, but never mind. So we'll get out the Brontodon, draw a card, ping everything for 1. To land, despite having fished out most of the land out of our deck. Yep, we're down to just 4 more lands now in the deck, so perhaps we should have held on to that land to make our opponent worried about another Sailback or something. It was maybe a poor decision, but we'll see if they want to attack. They don't seem to like attacking, so right, now we're in business. So this enrage trigger lets us do 5 damage to one of our opponent's creatures. So yes, We'll ping everything for 1. It gets us our 2 enrage triggers. So we can start picking off our opponent's creatures. Wild Growth Walker is first, stop our opponent gaining any more life. Raptors gets us a land in. And then we can cast the Raptors and do it all again. We did draw one of our lands. These are our non-basic lands. Suppose there's another 2 of them in the deck. Suppose now we want the Vizier. And our opponent just scoops it up. Ah, it looks like that's us maybe filling up that bar. That's maybe us on the way to rank 2. Still not fair we're against rank 4s, but that's how it goes. I'll chop up the video here. We'll come back. Until then, good luck in your games of Magic. I'll see you soon.